Peaceful in here. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah, pretty good. Happy New Year. We'll start it with that to break the ice a bit. This is quite the different environment, I'm sure, for many of us together. And I'm glad you guys came out. Thank you again for coming. Anybody who is new, I know about half the room, which is fantastic. It sets the mind at ease a bit. My name is Jason DeVore, and I sing for a band called Authority Zero. Just the basics first. Thank you very much. I'll be here all night. And this is a fantastic new thing for me. It's a new endeavor, a new branch out with music and acoustics. I've been in Authority Zero, the band I'm in, for 28 years, 29 this summer. And that's a long, long time. When you think about it, you stop for a second. And I started doing acoustic music of this nature with my first solo record right around 2006. And it was really kind of on a whim that I decided to do that, because we're always writing songs for Authority Zero consistently. And some, as diverse as Authority Zero music is, and eclectic as the different styles are combined, I started writing a bunch of songs that didn't really make a lot of sense, no matter which way you sliced it, and put it into motion in any shape or form, it seemed like. So with that, I wanted to really just record some songs, because I didn't want to throw them to the wayside, or not at least present them to the world in any way. So I asked my friend Brian Sandell that if he had some recording equipment in his garage, and I was like, well, hey, would you like to record this song and just for fun check it out and see what comes of that? And he was kind enough to say yes, and so we did it, and I had a few more songs under the belt. They were my little phone notes, and we did a few more songs, then we did a few more songs, and before I knew it, I had enough songs for a full-length album. Given my history, I finally knew what that was. And we decided to make an album. So I did my first solo acoustic album, Conviction Volume 1, the Smokehouse Sessions, back in 2006. And I just had a lot of fun doing this project in general. It's kind of the yin to my yang with everything that goes on with the intensity that is the band in Authority Zero. And I just really had a good time doing it in local bars. At first I started out with open mic nights, like at the Yucca Tap Room, and pretty much wherever I could find a spot. And I really didn't want to be promoted as Jason DeVore from Authority Zero, because I really wanted these songs to be taken for what they really were and listened to for what they were as the songs themselves, in a completely different realm and a different environment for myself as well as the listeners. And so I started doing that. I made sure that it was not promoted that way as much as I possibly could. And it really gave me a chance to pick up the guitar and learn how to play and sing a lot better collectively, because in the band, as many of you know, I only sing for the most part. Now I pick this up here and again, but for the most part, I really just sing in the group Authority Zero. And so I really wanted to expand a bit and get better at the performance of it as kind of a one-man show, just for my own sake of just learning in particular. So I started doing that, and it was nice to get a lot of the cobwebs off and learn all that through experiences of just trial and error, playing with really talented musicians throughout the valley that were kind enough to jump up with me and take that chance and support, and kind of like carry the weight of things that I was not capable of doing at the time in the learning period of all of it. So I have them to thank for a lot of this journey myself that I've been on, and the levity it came to and has gotten to bring us to this place tonight. And I want to thank Sarah for putting this whole thing together, because this is, my understanding, one of the first, maybe the very first of something like this experiment, to be one of many in this building here. So make some noise for Sarah for putting this whole thing together. She's right over there. And so many of you, like I say, I know a good portion of the room here in the audience tonight. You've been to a lot of the shows. You've been to a lot of my solo shows. You've supported me throughout this incredible journey, which has had many highs, many lows. And that's kind of what brings us here tonight, is to talk about some of those journeys and those stories that are involved with that entirety of it all. So I'm going to start tonight off by playing a song, the very first song that many of you have heard back when I was about 14 years old on the acoustic guitar. And I normally close my acoustic sets out with this song, but I want to start it off to kind of start the storytelling experience out of the gate, where it kind of all began for me, at least with the acoustic and the entire journey, to be honest with you, as a whole. So I'm going to play a song for you guys called Authority Zero right now. And I played this, like I say, kicking it off. We started this back when I was 14 years old, 1994. And here we are again, 29 years later, and it's kind of been really crazy that we made it this far to where we are here today. I don't know how any of us are half alive, but that's half the adventure, and that's exactly what makes it the most important and liberating and exciting. It's live to tell the tale. Speaking of stories, the guitar I'm going to play it on for you guys tonight is this beautiful Breedlove here. And some of you might have seen me posting about our experience in Europe this last summer. Anybody? Yeah. I'm glad you guys are cheering for that, because I need all the help I can get with that one. This is the guitar, one of the pieces of equipment that was in the lost and found areas floating all around Europe this entire summer. And I finally got it back about maybe a month and a half ago. And so tonight I busted it out of the case for the first time since I gotten it back. I checked it out to make sure it was in one piece when I first got it returned. But tonight's the first night I busted it out of the case to bring it and play with it. But I brought it as a backup guitar. And when we were doing sound check, it turns out, even having been all around the world, touched by 5,000 TSA members, and having not changed the strings, it sounds better than the guitar I was going to play tonight. So I love you, but I'm sorry. We're going to stick with this and start with this bad boy. And this first song I'm going to play tonight is a story in itself. It's called Authority Zero. Hope you enjoy. Here we go. Give me a second chance and you take one back. Yes, you take one back. No authority given to me. It's all for you. Why must you change your mind? Time after time you tell me what to do and how to do it. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. All to you my authority stays away. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. And all to you my authority stays away. You can't do this. No, you can't do that. Don't dress that way. Now take off that hat. Should I listen to you? I really seem to doubt it. And no, I won't forget about it. Whoa, no. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. All to you my authority stays away. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. All to you my authority stays away. You toss me around. You put on my funny nose. Now I look like a fucking clown. Throw me up and bat me around. Jump on my side, now pound me down. With authority zero. Whoa, whoa. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. Not to you, my authority stays away. There's no authority in our lives. You don't like me and you I despise. The world grows bigger every day. Not to you, my authority stays away. Authority zero. Authority zero. Oh, authority zero. Whoa. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you very much. Again, that is the first song, and so this is a special event, and it's not like just the dive bars I normally play, so I wanted to go and make a couple notes because I want to make sure I kind of get a lot of these things straight. Next song I'm going to play is actually a song called When We Rule the World. I played this multiple times, and you guys are probably seeing it over and again. But I never really explained the meaning behind this song. And essentially, it comes down to a lot of the journeys on tour around the world with Authority. And you see a lot of negativity in the world, obviously. We all know that. You see a lot of positive things in the world. And you see a lot of greed. You see a lot of corruption. You see a lot of people not being kind to each other. You see a lot of people taking a lot of things for granted, it seems like, and just not appreciating a lot of times the things that you do have that are great in your life, and really focusing on the negative part of things, you know. And I really try, and I got to check myself sometimes, because obviously we all do. You get in a negative funk, and you kind of keep on going through that, and you keep on sitting in that and settling in that, and it's really hard to focus on the positive things that might be out there waiting for you on top of it. And so that all kind of leads back to the idea of just being good to each other, and realizing you're not the only one in this world, and there's, you know, all the greed and all that can really take a back seat, and people think that that's not going to come back and hit you in the face someday. And I think this song is really relaying that in not so many words, that a lot of the higher ups, I guess you'd say, politicians and otherwise, that you know, on either side, can do a lot of things that have a lot of people involved that can cause for a lot of issues and problems in this world. And so this song is kind of like representing that idea that you don't run everything. Things do have repercussions. Your actions do on many, many people in this world, as well as individually in smaller scales. So this song is referencing a lot of that, and it's about forging on. So this song is called When We Rule the World.
What do you say? I think it's time we move on from here. What possibly? Let's change what's right. We're all kings of the world. Well, aren't we? Aren't we? Aren't we? But we don't walk down these streets anymore. And we don't feel the same way we had before. So rock yourself to sleep and call on me when we rule the world. Hey! Fill me in here. Is there something I've been missing? Let's what we've done here. rocks fall around, and I hear it calling my name, but I can never be found. Let's change our stripes, we're all kings of the world. Well, aren't we, aren't we, aren't we? But we don't walk down these streets anymore. No, we don't think the same way we had before. So rock yourself to sleep and call on me when we rule the world. Are we all waiting? Are we now for something to save us from ourselves? Are we creating this stay on somehow? Are we the waiting now? 'Cause we don't walk down these streets anymore. No, we don't feel the same way we had before. And so rock yourself to sleep and call on me when we rule the world. We don't walk down these streets anymore. No, we don't feel the same way we had before. So rock yourself to sleep and call on me when we rule the world. No, we don't walk down these streets anymore. We don't feel the same way we had before. So rock yourself to sleep and call on me when we rule the world. Yeah, on me when we rule the world. Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you, thank you. A spot of tea. You guys enjoying the mocktails? You guys trying these things? They're pretty all right. As you guys might know or might not know, I quit drinking about a year and 4 months ago, as of the 21st of this month. So, thank you very much. It's been quite a journey, as most life has, and it's been a really nice one. I've enjoyed it quite a lot. I've done a lot of cool things. I've been a lot clearer with a lot of things I've been trying to put together and getting things put together, and so I've really enjoyed that. Obviously, I've enjoyed the entire journey, some more than not, and others, I guess. Many of you guys were part of that. And what brings us here tonight, it's pretty fantastic. It's a mocktail environment, and I know there are a few people also out there. I'm not going to make this whole thing about not drinking, obviously. It's just a headway to the next story, but given my own personal journey, there are a few people I've spoken with in the room that came tonight as well that have also been on that journey for a hot minute now, and I just want to say congratulations. I won't point anybody out, obviously, but very proud of you, and I know it's not easy, and it takes a lot, and you got to dig deep down and just keep it up, and things will start developing and changing. A lot of that negative weight you've been feeling will come off your shoulders quite a lot, and it's actually not as bad as you think in some situations, and I can definitely say that from experience, that you figure it out once you've gotten over the humps. So keep that in mind. If that's the thing that you're going through right now. I was obviously as well myself. I've had a lot of fun. It's difficult sometimes being in a traveling band, a touring band for 22 years of a career of 28. And I said it before, it's pretty much like every night turns into Friday for me. So, everyone's kind of waiting town to town to get that night. They've taken the time off to go to that show that night and have a good time. When my Friday night was the night before that, and the night before that, and the night before that, and then 2 months before that, and then, as the story goes. So, I find myself here again, a year and 4 months, and it was time for something to happen and some changes to be made, and just for the benefit of you, the listeners, for one, for my own health, my marriage, my life, my voice, just my ambitions and my desires and dreams to be more and more fruitful and come true more so before my eyes. I've been seeing that happen, so. I wrote a song about this off of my second solo album, Conviction Volume 2. It's a song called Choke. And I know a lot of you have heard that and talked to me about that song as well. And kind of, this is before I made these developments and changes in my life a bit. And it had some people thinking, scratching their heads. They were like, what the hell's going on with this guy? And now you know. So I kind of put it out there in black and white. But that's kind of the backstory to this song right here. It's called Choke. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to probably mess some of the words up. If you know the words, you're a better man and woman than I. Here we go. Do you spend your days in misery? Do you cry yourself to sleep? Are you understanding anything, what any of this means? Have you longed for something more you just couldn't seem to reach? Are you chewing on your lips as your frustration reached its peak? And are those words you meant to say simply drowning in your teeth? Has your liver suffered more than you could ever even think? Are you lost here in translation? Have you lost your nerve to speak? Are you passed out in the parking lot, falling fast asleep, all alone? But right at home, all alone, in this disconnected comfort zone. What's the last thing you were thinking? Was there something in the fog, drifting in and out of consciousness? Just one more time, that's all. Did you ever really think that this was where you would end up? Can you understand or wrap your head around it? That's just your luck. Hey, just shut up. You're just feeling sorry for yourself. Just drink it up and let those bubbles freeze your brain. Take your medicine, you'll feel better in the morning. What's that last thing you recall? Not a single fucking thing. Not a single thing at all alone. But right at home, all alone, in this disconnected comfort zone. To feel alive just one more time, yeah, choke down your pride, chase down your mind, bring yourself to understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, do it again, yeah, swallow it down. Just don't look down, 'cause it's a long way down, and then even longer crawl back up. You're all alone, but you're right at home, all alone, in that disconnected comfort zone. Let's feel alive just one more time, yeah, choke down your pride, chase down your mind, bring yourself to understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, do it again, yeah, swallow it down. Just don't look down, 'cause it's a long way down, and then even longer crawl. Yeah, shut down your pride, chase down your mind, bring yourself to understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, do it again, yeah, swallow it down. Just don't look down, 'cause it's a long way down, and then even longer crawl back up. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Thank you very much, friends. So that's the story behind that story. I want to go ahead and take a moment and stop telling my stories and see if you guys have got any. I guess we have a question bucket up here, so I'm going to grab a question out of here and see what you guys got going on. As soon as I drink my tea, everybody calm down. It's interesting in quiet environments how quiet you feel like you need to be, right? I appreciate that. We're recording this tonight, by the way. Make some noise. My friend Krista Taylor in the back there is doing sound for us. Appreciate you guys very much. Right. You okay, dog? Let me snag a question out of the bucket. You guys got questions, man. I see a bunch of questions in there. Here we go. All right, first question. I'm not sure who this is from, which is kind of more fun about it. What was your easiest song to write? What was the most difficult? Good question. I kind of recognize his handwriting, oddly enough. Unless it's just a familiar handwriting to have. The most difficult song I have written, I think, probably was, weirdly enough, I might as well just play it now. I'm going to tell you about it. Probably, weirdly enough, One More Minute is probably one of the hardest songs I've ever written with the band. Reason being behind that, so that song is, you guys know that song, I think. That song is all about good vibes, and it's very mellow. It's about essentially the entire thing is we used to go to Rocky Point all the time, as the band would, start kicking off touring, us going to Mexico and playing down there in Rocky Point. And we continued to do so throughout the years, and it just became a stomping grounds. It was obviously more fun back in the day before you were legal to drink, because that was like a little Vegas down there in a different way, as you all know probably as well. And we had a lot of good times down there, like way too many good times down there. And that branched into the San Diego area, with obviously being in Southern California and that whole thing being connected down that zone. And so there was another time that myself, Bill Marks, my original guitar player and friend, and a guy by the name of Jason DeVore, we all went down there. There was a big group of us, but we were the remaining 3, I believe, that stuck around for one extra day, just on a random trip. It was completely dead zone at that point in time. No one was down there hanging out except us that needed to stay for at least one more minute. So we all had jobs to get back to. This is certainly back when we were all working our day jobs and trying to do music at the same time and traveling and going back and forth with it all. Luckily for us, we were a bunch of kids, and we didn't really need to worry about it too awful much. So it made things quite a lot easier, just to say fuck all. And so we did that. And so we were heading back. We were actually just about to leave Rocky Point, and we had a pretty good buzz going. We're like, let's just hit the reef for like one more beer and just, well, on the way out kind of thing. And so just one more minute, basically. And so, bless you. And so we stopped off there, dead beaches, no one was around, and we picked up a case of Pacificos. And we went to the beach, rightfully so, and went to the beach. And oddly enough, this song sounds like very beautiful and mystical, the way it's pronounced and announced in the song. But I started doing sand angels. I was doing backflips on the beach and just being a complete idiot, having the time of my life. And I started making sand angels. And I was like a kid in a sandbox. And we started heading home that night still. We decided to go ahead and drive home. Silly idea. But on the way home, I started seeing this little ring on my arm forming as we got further and further, closer and closer to home and further from Mexico. And I was kind of drunk at the time, and so I was like, what the hell is that happening? Did I get burned or something weird happened? Well, it turns out that glorified making angels in the sand with a ring around my arm from a long day was actually ringworm that I'd caught in the sand in Rocky Point just like an hour ago. So that shit works quick, heads up. So watch out down there. I don't recommend the sand angels. So we headed on. I come to find out it was ringworm. It just took some jock itch treatment to rub that thing out, and it was gone in a couple days. But lesson learned. So that was the hardest song for me to learn and to play and write, actually, because we went back home, and at that point in time, I was really just into punk rock music. If I could skate to it, I loved it. If I couldn't skate to it, I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan, at least to sing it and play it. I was open to music and different styles of music, but that was my jam, was punk rock music. I had to skate to it, intensity, all that stuff. So that was the great thing about starting this band out with a lot of the guys that were all from different walks of life, was that we all had completely different musical tastes and were completely different individuals, which made this band, I think, the eclectic blend it was and has become in every shape and form. And I think that also allowed for different opportunities in our career playing music, was to be able to really branch into whatever tour was about to be offered to us, or whatever the case. We always could work around different ways of set lists or otherwise to try and develop our fan base throughout the years by still being ourselves, because we didn't really care. We just played whatever we wanted to play, and that was the beauty of it. And so, but with that song in mind, again, I got off course there, as I always do. Because of the fact that I was not a big reggae enthusiast at the time, or anything really outside of the punk rock realm, because that's how I kind of started, it took me a lot of work to learn how to do what I wanted to do to a reggae song and something out of my element. And so that took me quite a long time to find my niche with it and make it unique to where I really appreciated it And then in the end, I ended up loving it. So it made the song that it is today. So that was one of the most difficult songs for me. One of the easiest songs to write for me was probably, I'd probably have to say, oddly enough, a song called Today We Heard the News. I'm not going to play that at the moment, but I have to say, in all honesty, as far as like writing a song goes, I had no intention on writing a song. I had no desire to write a song. I had no fuel to write a song. I had no ideas of melody or anything of that nature in mind. But I was sitting at my desk the day that a man by the name of Mr. Tony Sly from No Use for a Name passed away. And I saw it first on, I think it was Facebook or something like that. I can't remember what year that technology was at. I think it was probably Facebook. But it wasn't MySpace. But I saw that, and I was a friend of Tony's. I wasn't a great friend of Tony's. I wasn't like close friends with Tony's. But I had been on tours with Tony, a tour in particular with Tony in No Use for a Name about 2004, I think it was. It was probably our second year into touring as Authority Zero, and we hit the road with No Use for a Name and Sum 41, and we went all throughout the northern Canada and the Northeast. And when we got to the Northeast, we had a prank thing going on with the bands, us and Sum 41, mostly us and No Use for a Name, because we were like, the more just like we're fucking off bands. And so we did all these pranks. And so No Use for a Name went on stage one night. They got us the night before. I can't remember what they did, but what we did was when they went on stage, we had 45 minutes to do this. We went in their dressing room. The actual entire place was in on it. I think it was Baltimore, Maryland or something. And the entire staff was in on it. We got them included. We asked them if they had a bunch of really strong rope. And so they were totally stoked, and they helped us out and got us a bunch of rope. And so when they were on stage, we went and tied all of their furniture from the ground and the lamps, everything, to the ceiling, because they had rafters that you could string things over. And we zip-lined that stuff to the top of the fucking roof. And we did it quick. I don't know how it happened, but we did it quick. Before they got off stage, they walked in, saw it, blew them away. We got pictures under their giant couch. It was a massive couch. All of us, a big group photo under the couch. And they went on to tell stories about that, us being the best band that's ever pranked them in their 400 years of being a band and touring throughout the 90s and into the 2000s. So that was pretty awesome. So that was probably the easiest song I wrote. Back to the reason why I brought that up is that the day that I heard Tony had died, unexpectedly, as a traveling musician and a musician with a family and kids and all of these things and loved ones, and just the shock of it all and instantaneousness that it happened, really struck a nerve with myself being a traveling musician and me having loved ones at home as well, and people that care about me and people that I care about, and just the impact that makes and how much I saw it impact had to have more so even the family members and loved ones and their core fan base in that moment in time, me, knowing them for such a short period of time, having it struck me that way. So I instantly, honestly, picked up the guitar and I wrote the song, and I might as well play it. I wrote this song called Today We Heard the News, and it came out so fluidly. It came out in just honesty. It came out in just like everything I was kind of saying to Tony as a musician to musician, I guess, about how you live on through your music and those sort of things. So I'm going to play this instead of the other one. Then I'll come back to the other one, which was the first story. Don't get me on a storytelling tangent, man. I'll not stop. I got things to say. The song is called Today We Heard the News for Mr. Tony Sly. Let me tune for you real quick. I'm sorry. Like I say, Europe, 4 months. I haven't changed the strings either. That's right. I'm glad I made it back, too. She found her way home. You guys having a nice time, by the way? This all right? All right, cool. This is very much something special for me, and I really enjoy this environment. It's kind of the dichotomy of what I'm typically used to. I really like a good new environment and challenge, I suppose you'd say. So thank you for being a part of this. All right. Today we heard the news. Here we go. Not yet. Okay. Now we're back in the bar. Hold on a second. Wouldn't be the same without it, baby. It says it's right. I'm going to believe her. Here we go. Today we heard the news that things are changing far too soon. Tell me it's not true. It won't be the same if it's not with you. The day that the world stood still, shock filled the air and people they knew that nothing would be the same. And all that they known had suddenly changed. So play on, don't stop the music. Sing on, use your voice, use it. Dance on, keep your feet moving. Live on through your songs and views. And sing at the top of your lungs. Whoa, sing at the top of your lungs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Today we saw those signs of people walking in these lines, shouting out a time, protesting what they felt was right. I took to the streets inside, and tears fell down as I looked to the sky. Why must we try? If you stop believing, there's no reason why. So walk on, don't stop believing. Speak on, words are deceiving. March on, this is the season to carry along and give us a reason to sing at the top of our lungs. Whoa, sing at the top of our lungs. For today I'm coming home. Yeah, today I'm coming home. 1, 2, 3, ooh yeah. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Today we heard the news, but things have changed and far too soon. Tell me it's not true. It won't be the same if it's not with you. So play on, don't stop the music. No, sing on, use your voice, use it. Dance on, keep your feet moving. Live on through your songs and views. And sing at the top of your lungs. Whoa, sing at the top of your lungs. For today I'm coming home. Yeah, today I'm coming home. Today I'm coming home. Today I'm coming home. But I may not make it home. Thank you very much, friends. Little story to back that one up. Thank you. Anyone thirsty? You guys got mocktails? Who's got a mocktail, by the way? We got 2 people. All right. You guys thirsty is right there, man. They're really good. I got the grapefruit and gin, which I believe we called, what do we call that one? Is that the Wasted Youth? Perfect. We probably should play that song then if that's on the table. So that's one of the easiest songs I've written before. Let's go ahead and play the hardest song I've ever written. Yeah. Speaking about blast from the past. There's a song called One More Minute. Going back to where I came from, so
far away but not so far from home, where I lay my head down by the sea. Going back to where I'd go, so far away but not so far from home, where I'd rest, where I'd lay so peacefully. Can I get a hell yeah? But by the way, I want to break when I put the stress aside. But above all things, I want to lay by the ocean side. The ocean waves, no other way can go away. But I'm finding, oh no, my daily worries wanna drift away. Fine, dying and trying to find some sort of peace of mind. Now's the time to get away. I'm going away. Oh yeah. No other place to go. Whoa, I wanna get away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get away. Oh, away. One more minute, I'll be to San Diego. One more minute. One more minute, I'll be just Mexico. One more minute. One more minute, we can get back poolside. One more minute, and we're down on the ocean side. One more minute, one more minute, one more minute. We're so far away and dowdy on the beach side. Gonna clean my head and bake it in the sunshine. Want to lay, relaxation. Where the horizon straight away, and a ring around my arm from a long day. I'm making angels in the sand, Pacifico in my hand. Oh yeah, no other place to go. Whoa, I wanna get away. Yeah, 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 let's get away. One moment at the beach of San Diego. One moment, yeah. One moment at the beach of Mexico. One moment, yeah, yeah. One more minute, we're back poolside. One more minute, and we're down on the ocean side. One more minute, one more minute, one more minute. The sunshine in my eyes, and the flamenco in the skies. The only way you'll ever know is to go, is to go. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Well, here we go. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, way. One more minute, the beach of San Diego. One more minute. One more minute, the beach is Mexico. One more minute. One more minute, we can get back poolside. One more minute, and we're down by the ocean side. One more minute, one more minute, one more minute, yeah. Sha-la-la-da-da-day, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, here, guys. The hardest song I've ever written with a band.
You guys are great. Thank you very much. Now that makes a little more sense with the angels and things. Let me probably take another question. What do you think? Question time? Little questions, some more answers? All right. I want to thank my lovely wife for making this tea for me. It's delicious. I bought the tea, actually. The tea bags, this is not a very important story, but I'm going to tell it anyways, because why not? The world is our oyster. The tea bags are actually honey-soaked tea bags I got at the, what was that Christmas thing called out there we went to? Enchant out in Scottsdale. We went to Enchant over the holidays, and they had some, was it local? I think it was local shops like putting their stuff up, but they had giant bags of these tea bags, and I was like, yeah, I always buy stuff, and it sits in the cupboard for months, and then I forget about it, and I got to throw it away. But this I did not forget about. She sure did not. She made me this tea. Make some noise for my lovely wife, La, please, over here. She might have just saved the show with this beautiful tea. Let me grab another note here. So peaceful. This is such a different environment. I love it, guys. I can hear a fucking pin drop in here. All right. What? This also looks familiar. Do all of you write the same? Why don't you sing bottom feeders? Why don't you sing bottom feeders or Castaway at your solo shows? Ha ha. Oh, is that from you? Oh, yeah, okay, all right, all right. Let me try to answer that. I don't know how. No, honestly, I don't know how. Actually, I haven't practiced them. Those were two songs that I essentially recorded, and I think they were toward the end of the recording process. Was that on Conviction 1 or number 2? Do you remember? I don't remember. This is Conviction Volume 2. Okay. Yeah, and so I recorded them basically, and Bottom Feeders in particular was one that I put a lot of production into because I didn't really know what to do with the song. I liked what was the content of it, which is about people kind of sucking the blood out of you and like feeding off the scraps and using you basically, essentially, which is fine. And, so, lots of blood, 90% water or whatever that is, lots to drink. But after that, I kind of just put it to the wayside, and then I started writing other songs. And I think I just mostly learned the ones that were easier to play and sing that I could actually perform. And not to cop out, but it just seemed like I did that for a moment, and then I just kind of honestly forgot about them. And I just kind of put them to the side. I could try and play Cast You Away. Let me see. I might have that one. You want to try it? All right, let's try it. Kick the tires and light the fire. See, I'm already fucking blowing it. Let's see what happens. If you were to say, well, I don't believe in you, then all I could do is cast you away. Cast you away. For there's oil in troubled waters, and there's no place left here for you. If the signs of the times were shallow and blue, I suppose I could fake it and just tell you to shut up. But who's into honesty? Who here is honestly? For there's oil in troubled waters, and there's no place left here for you. Follow me. We're gonna paint ourselves a pretty little picture. In spite of what's been happening, you carry me. Let's piggyback in the new wave. A fun-filled tragedy. Your fun-filled tragedy. 'Cause there's oil in troubled waters, and there's no place left here for you. still you keep on dragging me down. Oh, you keep on dragging me down. Hey, you please stop dragging me down and just go. Just go. Happy birthday. Where the fuck did that come from? I have no idea. Mocktails. If it was the other thing, you would not have gotten that shit that I promise you that. 100%. That's deep, deep, deep inside there. All right. So I'm going to play a song for you guys that was off of Conviction Volume 2 as well, since we're on that tip. Might as well. It's got a great fun story behind it, actually. It's I was on tour, as always, with some buddies of mine in a band from the East Coast called New Blood Revival. And they were kind of like a funk, rock, blues combination outfit with saxophone and all sorts of cool. The vocalist had a really cool, like, deep, growly kind of voice. And they were just an eclectic bunch of people. It's another one of those groups that we didn't make any sense being with on tour, fan base-wise, I guess you'd say, but it made complete sense at the same time. And we really jived well together. Them being very East Coast, we're talking personalities. You know, they had very strong personalities, and we're kind of laid-back West Coast guys over here. It just made sense. It worked. We really complemented each other really nicely. And we had a lot of good fun in times with those guys. Once again, too much fun with those guys. It was the early days, so we were hitting it hard. But so on that tour, their tour manager, his name is Hank Schmulowitz. I'm still friends with this guy. He's a big, bald Italian dude. You know, he's the guy you look at making the meatballs in the kitchen for the ladies in the family. You know, he's the guy. He's Frank. He's, you know, big shaved head, just clean cut, really nice personality guy. Got the mustache, and we hung out a lot, got to know each other really well. And then New Blood Revival dispersed, and he went into music, other musical activities in the business. And out of the blue one day, and this is fast forward, we're talking like 15, 17 years or something like that. He hits me up on Facebook, actually, and I was like, hey, Hank, we call him Hank the Tank. We've had some times, and so we had some times, and he hit me up, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, I'm just hanging out, doing music, doing the thing, you know, and he's like, I got this opportunity that came up. I'm producing other artists right now and helping them in this, you know, get into these realms of this and that and other things, and he's like, I got a job for you if you're into it. And I was like, okay, what's up? And at this point, I was like really looking to expand from just, you know, being the singer of a punk band, and I'm like trying to explore everything that has to do with music and different options and things to keep on doing within the music community and business, I guess, and just grow, essentially. And he's like, I have this pop artist that's coming out. Her parents are kind of funding her and all this stuff, to be honest. And she's looking for a pop song to put on the radio and someone to help her write this song. And I want to see if you're into the idea. I'm like, me? Yeah. I'm going to scare the shit out of this girl, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she's going to see me and be like, why the fuck did you call this guy? So anyway, so I was like, I took him up on it. He's in New York City. He lives in Jersey, just across the river there. And the job was in New York City, just across the river. So I'd go there I'd stay at his place, and I'd transport across the way daily and go to her apartment. She had a piano. She's a piano player. Now, check it out. I don't know how to play music. I just play it. I don't know how to. I used to play saxophone when I was a kid. I knew how to read music back then. We're talking like 7th grade. First chair sax, by the way. And and you had to play clarinet first to get to be able to play saxophone. So think about that. No. Anyway, so I went out there, not a lick of knowledge of how to write music, how to read music, and she knew all of that. She knew how to do all that, very classically trained. You know, she had everything going for her as far as the pop element goes, and Enter the Dragon. So I come in a little hungover the first day, because it was my first time in New York City in a month or two. And so when oh, the stories I could tell you guys. And so I went there, helped her. I had the song in mind called Hold Me Down that I'd written essentially for my album, which you might have heard. And it wasn't recorded yet. It wasn't like fully my song. It was just a song I put together. And I was like, maybe she could make this sound way cooler than what I got in mind. So I brought that to her, and she played on piano. It sounded really beautiful. It didn't end up working out. I don't know what happened. It just like fell apart, and I got home and never heard from them again. But it was a fun experience. My man Hank the Tank. It was really fun to get out there. And that song did eventually make it on an album. What's funny about this, me getting ready to play this song, is this is not the song at all that I intended to play with that story. But this song is called Hold Me Down.
Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You will never hold me down. Yeah. Hey! Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Yeah, we are wasting time. We're stuck in this rhythm, content but not a lot detained. We're toxified. We're forced, fed, indifferent to what's been deemed right. The naysay state. It's another vibration, a new destination with that low vibration. Distorted views, a controversial mind. The satisfaction derived now from leading my own life. My own life. Whoa, oh, yeah. Trip up on the back step as far as I see. We're gonna go a couple rounds and take the beaters, but now we're fucking up their program. What's the reason? Mastermind this whole punk and rubbing down the ceiling. What's the form of an unjust creation? Desecrate polluted for its observations. Desecrate polluted for its obligations. Set yourself free and just keep saying yeah. Just keep saying yeah. Just keep saying yeah. Just keep saying yeah. Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Yeah. Are we alright? Are we alive? Are we alright? Are we alive? Living in a strange vein, alive with choking. Just break on down that blood clot and keep it flowing. See the war is taking over, battle turn up, but facing insult to injury becomes you. Look what you created. I'll be talking about peace, I'll be talking about peace. I'll be talking about direction and the freedom of speech. I'll be taking a crystal glance into the future's abyss. What the present represents in the grand scheme of it. But I'll keep saying, oh, I'll just keep on saying, I'll just keep saying, hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Hold me down. You will never hold me down. Show me your true colors and I'll still be around. You'll never hold me down. Hold me down, yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Kristen, is that cutting in out on you? You're good. Okay, cool. So that was not the song I intended to play, and I totally forgot the one I meant to play, but that made much more sense to do that. And you can probably see now why it didn't work out as a pop song for her. A little deeper than I think she was looking for. But anyhow, so I've been in a few bands in my life. Specifically, one called the Bullocks. Yeah. Story time. It's got good. So, my dear friend, Mr. Keith Walker, he's from Dublin, Ireland. Him and I have known each other quite a long time through a band called Last Action Zeros. My friend Brian Sandell and him were both in a band together, and Keith played the drums. And we went on tour with Last Action Zeros here locally and got to be good friends, him and I. I've always been a big fan of the Irish culture and have a bit of that heritage in myself as well. And it really drove me to want to do a project that was not so, here it is, in the music industry. So things get pretty serious, and it becomes a bummer sometimes. But it's part of the game. Sometimes, unfortunately, that's what comes with it. And you learn real quick as an innocent kid coming into this world of music, and it's all just fun and games in the beginning, and then you learn the ins and outs of the entirety of it. So it does become a bit more of a job. You have to deal with a lot more shit, and you have to find your ways to weave in and out of those without losing your mind, and you learn patience very, very quickly. Or you don't, and you quit. So I'm a very patient person. And so with that all said, I really wanted to do a project that was just completely for sheer fun again and innocent and just bare bones, back to the roots of it, pub style, get in a bar, hang out with your friends, get fucking rad, and just enjoy it. And just not worry if you messed up, not worry if there was a flub, no expectations, and away we go, kick the tires and see what happens. That exactly thing happened with a band called the Bollocks. So I reached out to my friend Keith Walker, and I was like, hey, brother, I have an idea. I really want to do, I love Celtic folk Irish music, and I really want to do just pub style Irish fun, just classic Irish tunes, like pub songs, even if they're covers, and just go play a couple pubs around town and some Irish pubs and wherever we can play. And so he was super stoked on the idea, and Keith is he's much more into electronic music and more of the rock element. So this kind of opened up, oddly we've talked, and it opened up a lot more of his Irish roots within himself even, and he's told me grew even a bigger appreciation from us starting this band together and revisiting those roots through our adventures, which is a really cool thing that he mentioned that to me. And so with that band, we started just him and I, just a couple of acoustic guitars, and the songwriting was just like firing off. It was happening so quick. We wrote the lyrics like verse, 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 verse. We just fed off each other so quickly and so easily. Like we just had that. We have that still, that thing of like just natural writers, no egos, and it just fluidly wrote songs. And so they started pumping out of us pretty quickly, and they made a lot of sense. A lot of them were party songs. A lot were about storytelling, which is like what a lot of the Irish songs are about, the Irish folk songs. And so we developed that, and we contacted some old friends of mine. Jason Sadie Combs played bass for us. Him and I have just been friends since he was 13 and I was 14 when I first moved out here. And he didn't play any music, any instruments at all, and I didn't care. I was like, that's not the point of this. I just want to do some stuff with my friends and have it be fun. So I'm like, I can show you some single chords. It's more like polka, and it's like country, and it's just pretty simple to learn. So he did. He picked it up really quickly and efficiently enough to be a bass player for this debauchery we almost got ourselves into that was about to partake, and we had no idea what was about to happen. So then also my friend, Mr. Greg McClarty, also had a fitting name for the group. I was like, that's something else special. But him and I had talked throughout the years coming up. He was in the early years of Authority Zero coming out of the scene and just friends. And he played guitar. He always had. We'd jam at house parties just on the weekends between our house parties playing with Authority. And we always said it'd be fun to jam someday and do something. And so we did. I reached out to him and I was like, hey, we always talked about doing that band thing and playing songs together. Let's do this. And I'm like, we're both not really doing anything. There's no obligations, really. Let's just have fun. So he joined the band as a guitarist, and my friend Brad Park played drums in a band called Two Dimes, another local band that was coming up here back in the days. And we just hit it off back in the times as well, and I hit him up as a drummer. I'm like, I know a drummer. Going on, let's get a full-piece band together and make some banging. And Brad was all about it, so we had a big group of friends doing some fun things. And away we went, and then the rest is history, for those that know. So during that time frame, we wrote a song. Actually, Keith Walker wrote this song. It's a song called Mary Riley. Yeah. That's what I was waiting for in this quiet room. And the song is about an Irish whore. Didn't see that coming. About an Irish whore back in Dublin. Real, fake storytelling or not, I'm not really sure about that. He never really specified. But it made for a good, fun song. And it's become kind of a classic Bollocks song, as classic as a band that put one album up and broke up can be, to stay friends. And we wrote this song and recorded it, and it goes a little something like this.
There goes Mary Riley with fire in her eyes, and as she dances in the moonlight, she drives me wild. Yeah, she had 7 brothers, and boy did they like to fight. And I'm not much to look at, but I'll muscle up tonight. Oh, oh, oh. As I crawl along her back porch, I hope I don't make no noise. The light comes on, a door swings open, and out come 7 boys. Well, they know what I'm here for, though this is not their first time. We warned you, Patty Murphy, ah yeah, and this is the last time. Oh, I'll say, Mary, please, don't break my heart. Mary, please, don't break my heart. Yeah, yeah, Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one for me. Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one, oh. Well, I've been hiding in the courtyard what seems like 30 days and 30 nights. And as I glance across the ridgeway, I see about 5 of those rowdy boys. Well, they come at me with a vengeance, and I strike them down with spite. Well, here comes 6 and 7. Boy, am I feeling Riley tonight! Oh! Mary, please, don't break my heart. Mary, please, don't break my heart. Yeah, yeah, Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one for me. Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one, oh. Well, there goes Mary Riley with fire in her eyes, and as she dances in the moonlight, she drives me wild. And she had 7 brothers, and boy did they like to fight. And I'm not much to look at, but I killed them all last night. Hey, Mary, please, don't break my heart. Mary, please, don't break my heart. Yeah, yeah, Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one for me. Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one, the one, the one, the one. Mary, you are the one. Mary, you are the one, the one, the one, the one. Mary, you are the one. And the rest is history, as they say once again. So that's what that song's all about. We had a lot of fun with the Bullocks, and we did separate about 12 years ago, but we did record one very fun album. We had a lot of fun with that band, as you might know also. Lots of pints were wasted on tabletops, as well as shots of whiskey that were like $10 a piece. Apologies for that, but I'm sure half of you did that to yourselves. So, and we go. Let's do another little note. Do you want to do me a favor and grab me a note, actually? Let's have some participation. That's more fun than me freaking you guys up with my my chest hair. So, aha. Hey, this one's from my dad. I'm calling you out on this, Pop. Right here. Everybody say hi to my dad, please. I'm sure you know him very well through his photography, if anything else. This man has seen it all along the entire journey of all his storytelling. I'm going to get him up here in a second, actually, tell you some real shit. He wants to know, how did the footprints get on the ceiling? I don't believe I've told this really to anyone before, maybe a couple times, but that's out of my memory bank if I have. So how did the footprints get on the ceiling?
So back when I had first moved here, I think it was around 97, 6, somewhere around that zone. Dad went on a vacation. Didn't you go on vacation or something? He went on vacation. He trusts his little boy that had piercings and weird hair and really baggy pants and really trustworthy-looking friends. And so he left town. Had the place all to myself. Don't worry about it, Pop. It's going to be fine. I'm going to get you in good hands here. So I throw a kegger in this small apartment on the 3rd story on Country Club Drive, nonetheless, just down the way here in Mesa Town. Invite all of my friends to this, what holds probably about 30 people apartment, and that's not even comfortably. I invited like 45, probably 45 people to this thing. I'm sorry. I never told you that. It wasn't a couple friends. So, hauled the keg up the stairs all by myself. It took a long time, but I got it up there, invited the buddies, threw the kegger, put it in the kitchen. We were doing keg stands that night. I didn't think about this. I was a kid. I was drinking the beer. And thought he cleaned everything up. We had a party. We had a great time. Cleaned everything up. He's not going to know shit. Nothing even happened. I was just here watching TV. He gets home. I'm in the bathroom. He gets home that day. And he's in the restroom. And suddenly I hear from the kitchen, "Hey, Jay, why are there footprints on the ceiling?" I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Footprints on the ceiling." I told him the truth. I threw a kegger. I did a keg stand. I was walking on the ceiling. So I apologize to the entire world, Dad, for that party, but I don't regret a minute of it. This song's about just that. It's about taking chances, living your life to the fullest, not letting your fear overtake you and not take those chances. You're going to miss out on a lot in life if you let that run you. And just go for those dreams you've aspired to do. Get past those little speed bumps, those fears. If you fall down, get back up. It's the age-old story. But if you fail, just try it again. Try it again. Keep trying it again. I think I'm living proof of that in my own brain of failing, trying to succeed, getting back up, and just forging on to do what you love, and just keep on loving it, and just keep on following it, because eventually you're gonna get to where you want to be, and you're gonna make those dreams come true. So, this song is about doing just that before it's too late, and we all know when that time comes. The song's called "I Hate to Say I Told You So." Pictures and prison cells painted on the walls. In this empty room I toss and turn, the wonders of what's gone too soon. And what's the big deal anyway? I can't say that I care. Photograph a landscape of what's never really there. Many thoughts of what is real display this awful curse. Another pen gone, try another line for one more shitty verse. But tell me what's been on your mind, I'll filter out the rest. And on we go, let's chase our dreams at last. But I hate to say I told you so, I hate to say I said. So many times I've told you so. Please tell me what you think is left. Hey! So I'll spend my days in prison cells, just like behind disguises. And I'll play it safe, no one gets hurt. Yeah, I'll keep it pent inside. Yeah, save it for the experience, for the others as they slyly squirm. And one day you'll seek your revenge with all that you have learned. Quickly now, there's no time left. This jagged little curve
as the wheels fall off, we'll take it faster than we ever did. I hear my heart beat in my head. Let's take this fucker down. And I told you that it's now or never, and never's come around. Cause I hate to say I told you so. I hate to say I said, so many times I told you so. Please tell me what you think is left. Hey, I gotta move on, I gotta hold on, gotta be strong. Hey, hey. Gotta keep on, I gotta grow on, gotta hold on. Hey, hey. Oh, wake me up, wake me once again. Oh, wake me up, is this not the end? Oh, wake me up, wake me once again. Oh, wake me up, is this not the end? Pictures and prison cells painted on the walls. In this empty room I'll toss and turn with wonders of what's gone too soon. And what's the big deal anyway? I can't say that I hear.
Thank you guys very much for that. Let's go and take another question. They're piling up here. I want to make sure I get to a good portion of these here. Thank you guys once again for coming out tonight. It's really fantastic. I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are as well. Thank you, my dear. And that's what you get for the VIP tickets. Thank you very much for that. And you get to sing the backups. That's very strong, by the way. Good ones. No, Mary Riley, that was fantastic, yes. Let's see what else we got here. I got a few more for you guys. And again, thank you for making this a very special evening, breaking this whole thing in. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes of this in the future with more of these events coming here with more artists and hopefully myself again, because there's a lot of songs and a lot of stories to say and talk about, and I look forward to telling you guys almost all of them. So, oh, this is awesome. Ariana, did you just come up here and put this in here? Yeah, where's Ariana? Is this you? Ariana, this one's for you. What made you sing? Let's see. What made me sing? That's very cute and a very honest, very good question, actually. That's all I do now. So, what made me sing was actually, first and foremost, was my mom. Just got to fix my long hair. My mom, actually, I was always into music. I was always inspired by music. And all over the place genres. Rap back in the day, honestly, metal. I was into Guns N' Roses, all these things. You know, I had my phases as every kid does. And but my mom would always... And I didn't know I could sing at all. I don't know if I really could, to be honest with you. I could talk pretty good. But my mom would always walk around the house, in the car, anywhere we go, she'd be singing every song on the radio. And it always blew my mind how cool my mom was because she knew all the words to every single song on the radio. I was like, she's fucking awesome. Which she is, still, obviously. She is obviously very awesome, but that blew my mind that she was so smart. And she had a beautiful voice. And that all was very intriguing to me at such a young age. And my Uncle Don, her brother, is actually, and was back then as well, a performer. He did a bunch of showcasings as like Elvis impersonators, Willie Nelson, all these things of that nature. So I started to realize it might be in the family a little bit on this side, my mom's side, if anything else. And so I got intrigued by that. And I'd always hear these demo tapes that my Uncle Don would record for my grandmother, Glenna Harriman. And he would cover that whole array, the whole spectrum of music. And he did such a good job impersonating all these voices. And he did all the music himself as a solo artist. He had the band back in the day, kind of the age-old story. You have a band, you go solo, this and that. You got tired of the band members. All those things, you know, which I'm not doing, by the way. Just a heads up. Let's get that out of the way. But it was intriguing to me how he was able to change his voice that much, to develop it into different timbres, ranges, voicings in general, and just different personalities. And all of that entwined really captivated me. And being the youth I was, I soaked it all in, and I took it to heart, and I took it to memory, and I took it to the throat, and I began noodling around with singing back in the day. So that's where it all initially started, was how I really got into singing in general, and from there, I started a little punk rock band in Evanston, Wyoming called DEA, Deranged Egotistical A-Holes. And a friend of mine moved from Ogden, Utah, which was an actual city, compared to the Evanston that I lived in, which was a small town of 5 skateboarders and a bunch of cowboys. We didn't get along too good. So we were very much our own little group. And then he moved in from a bigger city scene, and he played bass guitar in some punk bands in Ogden, Utah. And he moved in with me, actually, and we ended up starting that band up. And skateboarding came with music. Music came with skateboarding. And so I picked up the guitar, tried to do 2 and 3 chords in the truth, and started just screaming into a microphone, doing like old Offspring cover songs and writing songs about, your parents suck and all sorts of stuff like that. And like things that kids do, Things that come natural to you. And from there, started this band, Authority Zero, in the summertimes, coming to visit my dad, David Huntsaker, right here, in the summertimes. And when we actually started writing real songs, before I'd made the move back here to Arizona, I took our songs back to DEA, because we were still kind of a band, so we had actual material. So we kind of ripped my band off with my other band before the band became a real band. And I still have that demo tape, which will see the light of day someday, I'm sure, as well. But still friends with all those guys, which is really cool, too, after all these years. It's kind of been like music has really been the binding agent to all of us, social media aside. It's been helpful in keeping us in touch, to get back in touch, I guess, after some years of getting our older years. But music has really been our binding element and the glue that's kept us together, and all of them living separate lives. And then coming back when we pass through town, everyone comes together, so it's like a nice, fun reunion through music, which is a really cool thing to me. And so that's, to answer your question, long story, that's how I first started singing, why I wanted to sing and got into singing. Is that good? Good answer? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, let's do another question, actually. I want to make sure I get through a couple of these, since it is storytelling, after all. Thank you so much. It's not even your job. You don't even have a job. It's not supposed to be your job at all. Okay, what was your favorite concert you attended? Easy question, easy answer. My favorite concert I ever attended was leading back again to Evanston, Wyoming. I was a kid, again a sponge. I was really enamored and excited about the punk rock scene and punk rock music. Knew nothing about it. But my friends and I snuck out of the house one night. Fun story of that. We snuck out of the house. It's full on like a Footloose moment. So, small town, again, like I remind you of that. Salt Lake City was just across the border, about an hour's drive away, and they had a venue there called the Deviate. And it was the underground venue that I played thousands of at this point in my life. Back then, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and it's just, I'm going to get robbed and probably killed here. And so I went to this show, didn't know the band or anything of that nature, so I went to this show with my friends. We snuck out. It was snowing in Wyoming. I snuck out my window. I'll get back to that. Snuck out. We drove across the border, went to this concert for a band called the Joy Killer. The Joy Killer, the singer of that band, now that I know, fast forward into more knowledge of the punk rock scene and the categories of the old school, the new school, and all these natures throughout the years, the singer is Jack from the band TSOL, if anybody knows that band, more well-known band. So he was a singer of this band called the Joy Killer. Never heard of him, never knew many of the bands in the punk rock genre. Went to the show, probably like maybe 100 kids. It looked like the Rebel Lounge size, roughly, that kind of venue, that size. And went in there, and there was a mosh pit, and it was freaking awesome. And I stood against the wall, like freaked out. I was like 98 pounds. I was like, I'm going to fucking get killed in this thing. And so people are getting messed around. We had this one girlfriend, and she was one of the most cool, and still is, one of the most cool people that was in our group. She was the one girlfriend that hung out with us, like one of the guys. And she was the most outrageous of the group and the most ballsy of all of us. And so she's like, throw me in. We're like, throw you in? I'm not putting you in there, dude. You're not coming back. So we're like, well, fuck it. So we give her a little 1-2, and over the people in front of us she goes. And we didn't see her land on top of anybody. We just saw her disappear. And so we were scared to death for her safety. But what can you do? So we stand there. We still don't get in the pit. I never got in the pit that night. But she comes back just bleeding out of her face, like busted face everywhere. Biggest smile on her face I've ever seen. Just stoked out of her mind. Life-changing experience for her. Still not going in. But she did it. Thought about it for maybe next time. So we did that. Whole thing went down. The show closed down. This is one of the biggest stories of my life, to be honest with you. It's one of the main reasons I'm still here and doing what I do. Is so the place had cleared out, and there was garbage all over the floor, of course. And I saw the singer, Jack, now that I know, walking from the backstage green room, which I know what those are all about now, and walking to the stage to grab something he left up there. And I bugged him. I was like, grabbed a piece of garbage off the ground. I was like, excuse me, sir. Would you mind signing my piece of paper for me? That was awesome. I loved it. The guy, he took his pants off on stage, and that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, this fucking guy just took his pants off in front of everybody, and he doesn't care, and that's awesome. I don't want to be that guy just cuz. So, anyways, fast forward back to my point. He looked at it, and he's like, oh, you didn't get any stickers, dude? And I was like, oh, I don't got any money, man. I actually snuck in here, to be honest with you. Sorry. And so he's like, oh, okay. Well, he's like, well, hold on one second. So he went backstage, and he came back about 2 minutes later with 5 stickers that said The Joy Killer on them, and one of them was signed, and that was the coolest shit to me that ever at that point had happened in my life. And I took that with me. Like, I've taken that with me from that moment to present day. That I said legitimately to myself, if I'm ever in a band, if I ever start a band that's of any valor, does anything from the beginning forward, I want to be that guy. I want to be like that guy. I want to treat my fans the way that he treated me that night as just some random kid that actually told him he snuck into his show, which would piss a lot of people off. But he actually took that and turned it and brought me 5 stickers, autographed, made me throw the garbage away. And I walked away with that memory. Fast forward 15 years to the Warped Tour, the Vans Warped Tour. We were in the lunch line, getting our lunch backstage with all the bands, and just so happens Jack is standing right in front of me. Now he's obviously much older. He was already older back in the day. And he's wearing all of his golfing gear, as most punk rockers do nowadays at our age. It's become a thing. So, but he was just rocking his dad clothes. And I realized when he turned his face, I was like, holy shit, that's Jack. I got to tell him. I'm here because of him and that story from my youth. So I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, hey, man. I'm like, you will not remember this, or me, or probably your band back then. But I went to his show. I told him the story. And he was throwing it back when I said the name, The Joy Killer. He's like, wow, The Joy Killer. I haven't heard that name in years. Half those guys are dead, literally dead, or just, whatever the case. He's like, that blew his mind, that name in general. And I told him that, and I told him I just want to thank you for treating me so kindly back in the day when you were at that concert, and it changed my life completely. It's literally the reason that I'm standing here getting lunch with you right now in this line, about to go rock out and melt some faces. So he was like, it just meant the world to me, and I forgot the question, but concert. That was by far my favorite concert. I told you, don't get me started. I'll just go. We'll be here till 5 a.m. I'll go on tangents, man. It'll just feed into the next fucking thing, and I'll forget all about what's going on. But that was the most special and coolest concert I've ever been to, hands down, in my entire life, except for the ones that you guys have come to watch us play. So that said, about these mocktails. It's about those hangovers. This song's going out to my lovely wife, La. It's her favorite song. Let's see, how's it go? Yeah, that's it. This song's called Hazy Days. Hey!
Looks like another hazy day. Here comes the thunder, followed by the rain. Oh, in days like these, who needs days like these? Well, he looks like he's gonna be, yow! Another hazy day. Here comes a cold wind on my face. Here come those floods again, like amazing grace. Oh, in days like these, who needs days like these? It looks like it's gonna be, yow, another hazy day. Hey, hey! One, two, three, four. Driving down the highway, clocked at 85. And things look strange as I look around, and I look down to right this line. Swimming left to right, looking through my bloodshot eyes. Something came and bit me in the middle of late last night. Oh, it did like these. Who needs days like these? It looks like he's gonna be. It looks like, just like it's gonna be. Yeah! Another hazy, like it's gonna, like it's gonna, like it's gonna. Yeah, 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 yo! Thank you very much. The hangover song of the night. Well, you guys, I've got about one more song for you this evening. Did you guys have a nice time tonight? Would you do it again? Would you like to do it again? All right. I appreciate you all very, very much for coming out again. Thank you, Sarah, the whole place. Thank you, Kristen, for helping with the sound tonight. Please make some noise for Kristen helping us out back here. We got Nikolai helping with some filming here tonight as well. My man, Mr. Brian Hayden, as well. Make some noise all around, please, friends. Let's do another question. I got one song left. Let's actually hand me both, if you don't mind handing me both of those. Would you please hand me both of those, is what I meant to say. That was so rude of me. Thank you. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, what do we got here? Oh, what was the first song you wrote? Authority Zero. Nailed it. Oh, thank you. Last one I got here. What was your favorite subject in school? Not going. All right, we're done it. Skipping class and smoking cigarettes, baby. No, no, my favorite class actually was art class, music. I had three: art class, music class, and English class. I'm very much that brained. I think it's the right brain. I think I'm right brained. The brains are out of my brain. I don't even know. It's one of those sides, but I'm very much that side of the brain. Those are my favorite. I was very intrigued by the English language, by language in general, big words, phrasing, sentences, paragraphs, all these things. Storytelling, obviously, a bit as well in song. And luckily, it all kind of came in handy with my plans that I didn't realize in the future. So you guys are fantastic. Again, my name is Jason DeVore. For anybody who's new here to the environment, a friend that brought you, thank you for coming once again. I appreciate you all greatly. Happy New Year. And you guys, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the mocktails. This has been a fantastic journey and a fantastic night, and I look forward to the next one with all of you. And I am going to tune the guitar for this one. Not the last 15, but this one. And I just re-recorded this song with my friend Kristen, actually, in the back. I'm working on the new record as we speak, and it's been making a lot of progress. And we're planning to get that out with my friends that are here tonight as well, cats out of the bag, with my friends in Double Helix Records, who are here in the audience somewhere. I'm not sure where they're sitting because I can't see many. They're right in the back here, a local label that's working very hard, doing some great things as a starter-ish label. They've signed some great acts, such as Yodam from Useless ID and M from Agent Orange. Tsunami Bomb. And they've been so kind. They approached me after having talked with Yodam and some friends at Simple Machine Brewing, my friend Marshall, and we've gotten very well acquainted, have a lot of conversations and a lot of good times together, and I'm looking very forward to the future working with this next album with them. So please make some noise for that. It's exciting. It's very exciting. And this song is about just that. Everything in life is about taking chances, experimenting, trying new things. With what's out, you would never know what you could be possibly capable of or what the next chapter could hold.
little song called Courage. You guys have a great night tonight. Thank you once again. We'll talk to you soon. So you say you're on your own, nothing's going right. We're fist to fist and heart to heart. Let's get back up and fight. Torn like a flag on a battleground, stepped on and beaten down. But somehow, you still manage, you manage to survive, you manage to survive. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So now you're thinking it's the end. You're sucking yourself down. And if a picture says 1,000 words, take them till those words run out. Well, it's a new chapter in your life. Your broken soul, your broken bones, your broken heart, your broken bonds. But you still fight to make it right. It's your broken soul, your broken bones, your broken heart, your broken bonds. But you still fight to make it right, to make it right. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. Ooh, 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 ooh. Last call, our last chance. Line 'em up, let's make it last. Why wait when the days go fast? Make the call, don't let it pass. Last call, our last chance. Line 'em up, let's make this last. Why wait when the days go fast? Make the call, don't let it pass. Last call, our last chance. Line 'em up, let's make it last. Why wait when the days go fast? Make the call, don't let it pass. Last call, our last chance. Line 'em up, let's make it last. Make it last, make it last. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. It's your courage. Take 'em on, take 'em out, take a stand, take a bow. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's your courage. That's 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 your courage. You guys are amazing, man. Thank you very much for coming out this evening. Thank you, Sarah. Everyone here at Hampton Country Club. My name is Jason DeVore. Thank you for participating. You guys take care of yourselves and especially one another, man. You guys are so awesome. Love you to death, man. Thank you for all the support through the years and this evening as well. Good night. Thank you.